If you're watching this video, you're probably wondering how to get out of a speeding ticket from a speed camera. In this guide, I'm going to give you some tips and advice that could save you a lot of money. Firstly, in the UK, the best way to handle a speeding ticket is often to simply pay as soon as possible. While it is possible to challenge a speeding ticket by taking it to court, this can be a costly process with a very low success rate. However, it is still worth considering how to get out of a speeding ticket from a speed camera. If you go over the speed limit by an excessive amount, you could lose your license. There is no formal process for appealing a fixed penalty notice for speeding, so it's crucial to pay attention to your speed when driving. So what speed triggers a speed camera? Well, there's typically a 10% plus 2 miles an hour over the given speed limit tolerance. However, not all police forces allow a tolerance for speeding. Cameras will typically flash and record you when you're speeding if you're over that tolerance. If you get caught speeding, the minimum penalty is £100, plus you'll get 3 points on your licence, which could result in higher insurance premiums. If you're caught speeding on a motorway, the fine goes up to £1,000, but it could be even higher than that. Now you might be wondering, can you contest a fine for speeding? The answer is yes. However, there's no formal appeal process. Only a judge can decide whether you have to pay the fine or whether it could be cancelled. That said, you could argue the following points when challenging a fine for speeding. You could argue that there were no road signs indicating the speed limit. You could argue that the notice of impending prosecution, the NIP that you got, contained incorrect details. Maybe the speed camera wasn't correctly calibrated, although this is very hard to prove. You could argue that you weren't the driver of the vehicle when it was caught by the speed camera going over the limit. It's worth noting that challenging a fine when you're caught driving over a speed limit on camera is not easy without a valid excuse. Moreover, losing your case could mean you end up with a higher fine. A minor speeding offence is when you get caught driving just over the speed limit. Penalties are issued automatically and you could be offered the opportunity to go to a speed awareness course. However, you'll still get a fine and must declare the offence to an insurance provider, but you won't get any points on your licence. If you do want to appeal your speeding ticket, you must reply by filling in the not guilty plea on the speeding ticket you're sent. After this, you'll be sent a court summons. After that, you'll have the choice to carry out a lot of legal research yourself or hire a lawyer. I recommend you hire a lawyer. If you weren't the driver when the fixed penalty was issued, you must tell the authorities who was driving if you're the registered keeper of the vehicle. Failure to do so could result in a £2,500 fine and you could lose your licence. It may be worth hiring a lawyer when you're sure you didn't commit a speeding offence. What should I do before paying a speeding fine from a speed camera? Before paying a speeding fine from a speed camera, you should consider the following options. Check the speed limit on the area where you were caught speeding. Sometimes the speed limit can change unexpectedly, especially when you're driving in unfamiliar areas. Check whether the speed camera was correctly calibrated. If the speed camera was not correctly calibrated, it may have recorded an incorrect speed, which could result in an unfair fine. You could check whether the notice of intended prosecution, the NIP, contains the correct details. If there are errors in the NIP, such as incorrect date or time, you may be able to challenge the fine. If you decide to challenge a fine, it's worth seeking legal advice from a qualified lawyer who can guide you through the process. If you're wanting to challenge your speeding penalty, then a popular option is to consult a solicitor for help. There's many online solicitors that work out cheaper and easier than meeting in person. JustAnswer, for example, only costs £5 for a trial. One of my colleagues saved over £270 on a parking ticket by using their service. I've linked that offer in the description, and if you use that, you'll also be supporting Money Nerd, so thank you.